In this video, I'll show you how to use slicers to filter Excel data in less than 5 minutes. What are slicers? They're simple filtering buttons you can insert into your Excel workbooks. Let's jump into Excel so I can show you how they work. In this example workbook, I have a single worksheet that contains 15 columns and 104 rows of data. If you've been paying close attention, then you'll already know where to find slicers. As I mentioned just a moment ago, you can insert them into your workbook, so you probably guessed that you can find them on the Insert ribbon. And you'd be right. First, select a cell in the middle of a range on your worksheet. Then click Insert Slicer. Next, pause and wonder why it didn't work. Slicers require either an existing table or pivot table in your workbook. Let's close this dialog box and insert a table. Like before, select a cell in the middle of your data. Then on the Insert ribbon, click Table. Confirm the range that should be included and indicate whether the data contains a header row by checking or unchecking this box. My data has a header row, so I'll leave it checked and click OK. I now have a table in my workbook and I'm ready to get started. If you'd like to learn how to use tables to group, organize, and filter Excel data, you can check out this video here, link in the description. Let's select a cell in the table and click Insert Slicer. In the dialog box that appears, select the fields you want. I'm going to choose Year, Case, and Practice Group, then click OK. 3 slicers appear floating over my workbook. I can drag them around to position them where I'd like. A new contextual slicer ribbon has also appeared. It's similar to the contextual table design ribbon. When I select a slicer, the ribbon is visible, and if I click elsewhere, like on this table, the slicer ribbon vanishes and the table design ribbon appears. Similarly, if I click outside of the table range, the contextual table ribbon vanishes. Let's click back on one of the slicers. And on the slicer ribbon, I'll choose a couple of styles to make things look a little bit better. Slicers are quick filter buttons. Let's look at Case. When I click Client A, it filters the table to show only rows containing that value. When I click Client B, it filters to show rows with this value and hides the others. All of the slicers work together, so I can filter by case and by practice group at the same time. You can click this button to enable multi-select, which lets you choose more than one value in a slicer at a time. And you can click this clear filter button to stop a slicer from filtering your data. Slicers also work with pivot tables. Let's insert one into this workbook. First, select a cell in the middle of your data. Next, on the Insert ribbon, click Pivot Table. Confirm the range that should be included and indicate whether it should be placed in a new worksheet or on an existing one. I'll leave it on a new worksheet and click OK. To save time, I'm going to skip ahead to where I've already selected the columns my pivot table should display. If you'd like to learn how to use pivot tables to summarize and total large amounts of data, you can check out this video here, link in the description. Adding slicers to pivot tables works just the same as adding them to tables. Click Insert Slicer. Select the fields you want and click OK. I'll select the same fields as last time: Year, Case, and Practice Group. These slicers let you filter the pivot table and they work together. You can see the same controls as before. This button enables multi-select, so you can choose more than one value by which to filter, and you can also click this button to clear the filter. Before now, I haven't really used slicers all that often because they're just providing a shortcut to a table or pivot table's built-in filtering options. For example, if I wanted to filter by a specific practice group, I could click this auto filter and choose the one I want. However, there are a couple of benefits to using slicers, especially if you'll be doing a lot of filtering. Using a slicer means fewer clicks. When I use the built-in filtering options, I have to click 4 times to apply a filter, as opposed to just once with the slicer. The slicer also shows me which items are being filtered at a glance. With the built-in filtering options, I'd have to expand each autofilter to see which options are selected. Let me know in the comments whether and how you use slicers in your workbooks.